TSJ Memorial, Lady Wolverines, Dominique Cantu, Victoria Maldonado, Christy Alanis, and Amanda Aguirre. A couple of you girls have already become regulars on this show. I know Victoria and Christy had came on this show a couple of days ago. So welcome back, and then Dominique and Amanda, welcome to the show for the first time.
What's up?
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
So this is the team that was on that 2016 team. We're going to be revisiting that year and everything that came with it, all of the twists and turns. But first, we're going to get started on just getting to know, for those of you that don't know Dominique and Amanda, their softball careers. They've officially retired from the game. Dominique, let's start with you. Last I remember, you were at UTRGV.
Yes, I'm at UTRGV. I'm still attending UTRGV. I'm going to be graduating in December with my psychology degree.
And how has the college life been for you? It's been a couple years since you've been out of high school.
I feel it the same because I attended T-STEM, so it was an early college, so it's still like the same environment, kind of.
I went to T-STEM.
And how have you handled the pandemic as far as with the schooling and everything getting shut down, and how has UTRGV handled all that?
So far they closed off all their campuses and stuff. So like all our online classes, they're going to be transferred. The in-person classes, they're all going to be transferred online. So everything's going to be online now.
As far as, you said you're going to graduate in December, looking for a job. I mean, that's got to be somewhat difficult, at least these days, or hopefully by then things will have smoothed out just a little bit. But what career are you kind of looking forward to once you graduate?
I want to go for a psychologist. So right now I'm going to probably be applying for a DHR or something related to my field.
Definitely. Amanda, you just wrapped up your career. You had mentioned you had just graduated from Houston Television. What was your career like there in college, and what were maybe some things that stood out to you?
It was fun. I think a big major change was in high school, I didn't pitch a lot. I was mainly a shortstop, and in college I pitched a lot. So I had to kind of shift my focus a little, but it was fun. I graduated a year ago with my degree in early childhood through 6th grade education. So I want to be a teacher, elementary teacher. But right now I'm coaching. I coach an 8U that they just moved up to 10U. I give pitching lessons, and yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
And as far as your teaching goes, have you found a teaching job yet, or where are you at with that?
Not yet, but I'm trying.
Definitely. And as far as your college career goes, we've seen the Valley. A lot of girls go up to Houston Television and play ball there. Last year compared to this year, obviously it's drastically different. But playing at the college level, you mentioned you pitched a lot. What transpired? That was it a need that they needed, or was it something that you were just willing to do?
It was kind of at first it started with I'll pitch, I can pitch, and then it kind of our pitchers kind of didn't work out, some of the girls we had, so they were like, oh, you're up. So I ended up pitching a lot. But yeah, it kind of did start off just wanting to being yeah, I'll do it, and then it ended up no, we need to, and I was like, okay, and that's why I ended up pitching.
Being that you've already done the high school ball, you've done the travel ball, you've done college ball, and you're now graduated. Looking at your two buddies here, Christy and Victoria, and maybe some of the girls that just graduated this year, what they're going through as far as this pandemic, and this is really just a roller coaster for everybody because yes, there's sports, no, there's sports, seasons getting canceled left and right. As a veteran, what advice would you give to Victoria and Christy and girls that are in this situation?
I think it's just stay ready, no matter what, make sure you're ready, you're hitting, your defense, everything, because you never know, if you get to play, then play, because I know y'all, it's probably your last year doing travel ball. So I think that's what hurts. I know I got to play my last year after college, so I feel for y'all because that's hard. Travel ball is so different, it's a different environment, but I think just stay ready, even though you might not be going back to school in the fall, physically going back to school, just be ready, stay in shape, all of that, because you don't want to be caught off guard when you start again.
Victoria and Christy, both of you are up at Laredo. how did everything shape out for you when you guys found out that the season was going to be canceled ultimately? Where were you guys at?
You go.
I was at home because I know we I know we had like 2 games that weekend. So my parents had gone up to Laredo like to watch. So then while we were over there, they're like, "Oh, your games are canceled for this weekend. So like you guys can go home and like enjoy the weekend." So I was over here, and then when I was over here, they texted like, "Oh, like our season's canceled." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So like all my stuff was in Laredo, so I didn't get to get it till like 2 weeks later. So yeah.
Was that the same case for you, Victoria?
We had our first conference series with St. Edward's, St. Mary's, and this whole like Corona talk was like happening. So on the bus, we'd be like, "What even is this? Like, what is going on?" And then we had our first home like conference series at home, and we're all excited, and we're like getting our songs, like our walk-up songs ready and everything. And then we had practice, and then he like announced it to us like, "Oh, this Corona's serious. We're gonna practice today really hard and just see what had happened." But then the next day they canceled our home games. Then like we got to go home, but I didn't go home because I'm not gonna drive 4 hours all the way home. It's too long. So I went actually to the valley to go visit friends. And then we got the text that our season was canceled. And I was like, "Oh wow, that's amazing." So I had to go back home. Sad.
But fortunately for you guys have been able to get some travel ball in, and you guys came on the show earlier this week talking about y'all's recent tournament. Now you guys are looking forward to nationals. What's the latest scoop on that, and how are you guys preparing for that?
Well, I mean, we've already paid, I guess, for the tournament and like the hotels and stuff. So they're telling us like it's still on, like we're still gonna be playing. So like we've been preparing for that. So hopefully like we don't get like a message or anything saying it's canceled. So we're still going up.
I'll see you Thursday.
Yeah.
What's the difference with nationals for people that aren't aware? Because there's all these different tournaments that you guys play, but I know nationals is a pretty big deal. For the people that don't know what it is, maybe explain to them on how big this event is. It's how big this tournament is for you guys.
I think nationals, it's just a regular tournament, just like in like a longer span of days. It's a 4-day tournament instead of like a 2-day weekend. But because there's more teams applying, like it's a bigger title, I guess, if you win. Yeah, same old. Yay.
All right, well, we're going to jump into the 2016 season. We're going to wind back the clocks back to Christy and Victoria's freshman year, Amanda and Dominique's senior year of high school. We go into that year, you guys kind of just, in the middle of the pack of the district. And at that time, it was still 31-6A when Westlaco was winning, Edinburgh North, Edinburgh High. And there's PSJ Memorial. And it was kind of like you guys are just a band of misfits all put together, really not knowing what to expect. What was the vibe like starting when that season started, going into those first couple of days of practice? And we'll start with the seniors, Amanda and Dominique.
I don't even remember like the beginning, but I know we kind of just like we all knew our role. Like we didn't have that many girls on the team. I want to say we probably had like 10 or 11, but we all knew like our role and what we had to do. So we kind of just like we got along really well. I think like the freshmen that came in like with the upperclassmen, like we just vibed everybody. Like it was just good. So I think that helped a lot. But honestly, like we didn't have those kind of expectations. Like we did want to make playoffs, but we were like, you know what, like we just want to make it. Like we don't care how far we go, we just want to make it. But I think in the beginning it was kind of just like, all right, like we're just playing, like we're playing. And we weren't doing like all that great. Because obviously you said we finished like 16 and 18, so it wasn't that great.
And 6-6 in districts. I mean, realistically, you guys squeaked in as the 4th
like
seed.
We barely made it, yeah.
Right. Dominique, for you, you had a big part in that season, just like Amanda as a senior. Maybe at all, do you remember Coach Gilly, his message maybe that he gave to the seniors when the season started, or maybe at some point in the season?
I don't remember the message that he gave us. He would always give us like like he would always tell us basically like, oh, San Benito's gonna beat you guys. So like it got us
Uh,
more pissed off. So we were like, okay, you know what? We're gonna beat them just to like shut you up. Or like every practice was, oh, San Benito this, San Benito that. So I mean, I guess in a way that kind of hyped us up even more to like play harder, so we can like prove them wrong. Like, oh yeah, look at how about San Benito now? Like just to tell them like to shut them up.
And, that was that. I assume that was the week of the playoffs,
Oh,
Kind of
or
like
was that
happened
throughout the year?
no, the whole
it was
season.
like all season.
The whole
Dude,
season.
so it had like the thing he would write on, it was all purple and yellow still. And I was like, oh, this guy.
songs and everything.
Yeah, we'll consider. Yeah, we'll get there, because the ironic thing was that he was at San Benito before he went to PSJ Memorial. But back to the regular season. Amanda, we had talked earlier. You guys were only 16 and 18 throughout the entire year. Just talk about the ups and downs, and Christy and Victoria, maybe what were some things that you all had to adjust to on playing at the varsity level, being that you all were just freshmen?
I guess I can't really remember, but I mean, like being a freshman, like I didn't know like how important playoffs were or like anything. So like during the regular season, I know we would like play like, okay, not to have fun, but we would take it serious. And then so I don't know, I can't really remember like how the regular season went, but yeah, pretty much.
The regular season I remembered was hot as balls.
It's
And then
always
like,
hot this time of year.
but that year was like extra hot. And then like at practices, it was like super hot. I remember just pitching machine and that we'd all be around the field. That was like an everyday thing. The same drills every single day. And I'm like, okay.
Like we never did anything special, and like I think it was because we didn't have like expectations for anything like big. Like I mean, my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, we missed playoffs by one game. So like each of the years. So I think like senior year we did want to try, but I think we kind of also knew like if we beat the teams we're supposed to beat, we'll still like slide in and we'll be okay. So it wasn't like we had extra pressure or anything. We kind of just
I think our freshman year, senior year, I just think it was overall super fun because like our team literally gelled so great together. We don't even know how. It was like literally all freshmen and all seniors. And like, oh, it was so fun. That's all I remember.
I think I have the feeling, because I was able to see you guys a couple of times that year. I kind of get the feel that you all really didn't know any better. Like, we're just gonna go out there and we're gonna play. If we lose, we lose. Cool. If we win, hey, great, it's gravy. When was it in the year that you said, maybe, just maybe, we can make the playoffs and maybe do something? Was it maybe a district game that you guys won, or maybe was it a tournament game where you guys saw that maybe there could be something there later down the road?
Honestly, remember we had the tournament admission and we played Edinburgh North and we lost like 2-1.
I
Was it
remember.
that game? Was it that game? I was like, oh my god, like we can play, like we're actually pretty good. Remember Emily had like the badass catch over the fence? I was like, oh my god. So,
Okay,
yeah.
I remember Emily doing that.
Yeah, I remember Emily doing that too. That was funny.
But I mean, our games with Edinburgh North were pretty close even during the year. I think we lost like 2-1 also in district. And like that's when we kind of also realized like, okay, like we can play, like, like we're okay.
And when we were blowing out Westico, but then
they came back.
yeah. But like we had potential, we just never knew how to close out a game.
Yeah.
In the big games, obviously.
Yeah,
Right.
like we would beat the teams that like we knew we should have beat, like we should be beating. But then like we were close, like with Edinburgh High, like I know we were winning, and then I think they came back and they won. Dominic overthrew the ball.
I overthrew and it went all the way to outfield, and the runs kept going and going. And then we found out that we were supposed to play San Benito because of where we got placed, and we were just like, oh.
Like
okay.
I think if we had won like maybe one more game, like we would have been like third seed instead of fourth.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, oh, but whatever.
Y'all are welcome for that overthrow.
Yeah, and again, like it seems like you guys just went out there with no pressure, and you all were playing with house money. So you guys get to the playoffs, you guys draw San Benito, and you knew the track record. 2013 they went to state. That year before they were just coming off a state year, obviously under a new head coach. Coach Martinez had went to Harlingen South, but they still had Didi Parida, they had Kim Harper. They had that young core with Sarah and all them. But when you guys saw that you drew them, knowing what I know now with the conversations with Coach Rodriguez, when you finally saw that it was official, what was that like when y'all finally saw that you drew San Benito?
Not gonna lie, I was kind of like, all right, well, at least we made playoffs.
Dude, I was like, I think everyone thought that.
Yeah, like we were like, all right, last practice. I know we had a night practice, so we had late practice. We were just there, like all like.
Oh yeah, that was kind of cool.
Fun, like
yeah.
last practice, like here we go. And I know there was a conversation on whether we wanted to do like a 3-game series or a 1-game series.
Me and Amanda said 1 game. Everyone else was like, no, a 3-game series. And me and Amanda were like, no, just 1 game.
And I think even Coach said like just 1, like we don't have the pitching, like we don't have a pitcher to go deep. And we're like, okay, like whatever, just 1, like whatever. But I think we lost the toss, and I think she got to pick 3 games.
Yes.
So it like worked in her
So
favor.
Yeah, like she's dumb, man. She should have picked 1 game.
Like yeah, it worked in our favor. I was like, wow.
What's that?
Oh, go. Okay. I also think like Coach Rod, like when we made playoffs, like when it was official, but even our school like made it a big thing because like we've never made playoffs. So like we had a pep rally and everything. So also that kind of hyped us up, I think.
Yeah.
And then we had the night practice after that pep rally. And then also during like getting ready for playoffs, like he wouldn't invite like the baseball team to come practice with us, and like we would just scrimmage and not mess around, but like
we didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, like it was all just fun. So it was like, okay, like we made playoffs, good job, like our last times of practice. And we'd always say this might be our last time, guys. This might be our last time.
We always said it.
It was never our last time.
So it seemed as if you guys just went into this game, like, again, no nerves at all. Or were there nerves going into game 1? Like, let's go back to the night before.
There was nerves.
Let's go back to the night before game 1. I'm sure you guys may have had, pasta night or something like that, team night?
Yeah, I'm sure we...
I'm sure you guys had something like that.
We always had team night. We would always be eating.
We always did.
We always ate for everything.
We probably did have team night then, somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it was at Christy's house.
I think it was at Emma's.
Oh, Emma's. No.
I don't remember, but we probably did. And we probably just thought, like, this is the last time we're going to get together because, like, I'm sure that was our conversation.
Yeah, it was usually, like, they'd always tell, like, you guys would always say, like, guys, we had a good season. Like, we're just going to go out there and play hard, all this stuff. And that's, like, our plan. Like, just go out there, play our game. And if we lose, we lose. We win, we win. And then that's it.
So you guys go into game 1, and we had mentioned, Victoria, about the jitters that you guys had. And then the way it shaped up was game 1 was in San Benito. Games 2 and 3, you guys had at home.
No,
game 1
game 1 was home.
Yeah.
Game 1 was home. Okay, then 2 in San Benito?
2 San Benito, 3 was on Saturday.
It was at y'all's home. Right, okay. Game 1, you guys get into the playoffs. You had mentioned the nerves. What kind of nerves were they for you all?
Honestly, we weren't nervous, but you know how like San Benito has like those crazy fans? It wasn't even the end of the school, and there was a line outside of our school, like of San Benito cars. Like they were already ready, and like game time wasn't until like 3 hours.
Like we weren't there yet. Like,
dude, honestly, we weren't even ready. We weren't anything.
Like, there were like a lot of people.
There was.
It was crazy.
And I don't think we'd ever played them. We didn't play them that year at all. Like main scrimmages or anything. So I think we kind of didn't really know what to expect. Like we knew what like our coach would tell us because obviously he just came from there. So he'd be like this and this and this. But we didn't like know anything really about them.
And then like we knew some of the girls on the team. So like we know they had potential as well. But like other than that, like softball can be anyone's game. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But those parents made it seem like it was a big deal.
Yeah, no, no, it's a softball factory there in San Benito, and they take it. I mean, it's football and then softball there in San Benito, and those two things they take it very seriously. You guys lose game 1 of the series. What was it like that? What was it like that night for you guys? Was it kind of just like, okay, how do we regroup, or what are the things we need to do to regroup?
Well, we all thought like, oh, it's over, like our season's done, we just got 1 more to go and we're done. But then Amanda came over here and she motivated all of us. She basically told us like, hey, it's not over yet, we can still fight, we can all win. So we're all pumped still. We're like, okay, you know what, let's just go ahead and try it out for game 2.
Amanda had the best speeches. I kid you not. I don't know what it was, but
everybody was just dead serious, and she would be there talking, and we're just like, okay, we're gonna do it.
Was that what changed in game 2?
Yeah, I think that after our game 1, like it's because I remember the game, and I know we didn't really it's not that we got outplayed. We made a lot of mistakes, and we made like, it was plays that should have been done. So I think that's what, I wasn't necessarily like, okay, it's over. I was like kind of mad that we lost, because like it was like we should have won. So I think afterwards, like I told, like, I didn't tell them like anything, but I was like, if we do it the way we're supposed to do, what we're supposed to do, and like take this serious, like we can play better. Like that's not the team that I know. Like I remember pointing to the scoreboard and telling them, like, that's not the team that played like whenever we played last time. And it was a good game. Like, so tomorrow, like, you guys better show up somebody different. And like I remember those are like my exact words. And like okay. And I know I mentioned about the freshmen too. Like, it's because one day, like I told them like not to take it for granted because they were freshmen. Like one day you're a freshman and the next day you blink and you're a senior in my spot, like getting ready to play your last game. And they were like, okay. So like the next day we kind of came back a little bit, like everybody like clean slate, like ready.
Yeah, I think game 2 was so exciting because apparently like they never lost at their home. And we beat them. I was like, what's up, Coach Raj? You can shut your mouth now.
Because he would tell us like they haven't lost in like 2 years at home. They haven't lost and like whatever.
I'm like, okay, like, do you want us to lose against them today? Oh, so annoying.
Yeah,
but you guys win game 2, and then basically anything can happen. Obviously, when it comes to game 3, that was a Saturday afternoon there at PSJ Memorial. You guys mentioned that you guys saw the crowd that San Benito had. I remember not finding parking there Saturday afternoon when I got there because of y'all's fans. So
it's like so as they went to T-STEM, Mona and Manda, so like they never knew what was going on at our school, but everyone at our school was like, you guys are gonna lose. I'm like, well then don't go. Like no one's asking to go to our games. And then we beat them and all the school was at our game. And I was like, what happened? I thought we were gonna lose, huh? Oh, I was so upset.
But no, it was packed. But I think after the first day, when we kind of like, okay, like this is the way it's gonna be, like we kind of got used to it. Like the crowd didn't really matter anymore. Like they were lined up, like in the hills in the back.
Oh yeah,
all the stands, and like it didn't even phase us. Like I don't know, like you feed off the energy of the crowd. Like I think because it was more our fans this time, so we kind of like, okay, like we got it.
But it seems as if you guys won game 2 and you got their attention.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, let's go out and check this out. Funny story was I woke up Saturday, and usually I have an idea on where I'm going, or I'm told like, hey, this is going on or that's going on. That Friday night, no one told me anything. And I'm like, okay, so am I just not going to work tomorrow or what's going on? So then I just started scrolling through Twitter and just seeing the games. And I'm like, oh, like San Benito at PSJ Memorial, game 3. And then after you guys was Harlingen South and Edinburgh High. And I'm like, well, I'll just go to those games then. So just on a whim, I'm like, something crazy might happen. Who knows? So that was my side of it leading up to game 3. So I get there and of course everything goes on. But you guys scored 3 runs in the first inning.
That's all we scored.
That's all y'all needed. It was 3-2 the final. Walk us through game 3 and you guys getting on the board early. Was that the momentum, the confidence y'all needed to say, okay, we got the runs we needed. Now let's get through these 7 innings?
Basically.
Yeah. We're just hoping for the best, that they wouldn't like score big.
Yeah, we're just like, let's have big deep the whole game and that's it.
And I think that's what helped us. We had good defense. Like we had really good defense all around. Yeah. But
Ashley was on. You were like, everyone was like solid, and I was like, all right, let's just keep it this way.
Yeah. And I think we were like really superstitious. Like from game 2 to game 3, like we did everything exactly the same.
Our like, managers and everything.
Our warm up was the same. Our drills were the same. Our coaches, our managers, they all were the same thing. Like it was super superstitious. Like do exactly what you did the day before.
And Amanda's like, purple eyeliner.
I had purple eyeliner. True. Like everything. And then I think that first inning when we scored those 3 runs right away, it was kind of like, okay, like here we go. Like we got it.
Got a little surprise for you guys. Let me pull this up here. Let's see. Where are we at? I'm gonna pull up something here that you guys would appreciate. All right, can y'all see that? There's these are the highlights from y'all's game, and you're really just from that game and just everything that kind of happened that day. See, look at the crowd. You know, the crowd. Everybody's there. Everybody's watching. Y'all can't say anything. I can't say anything. I have it on my screen. Maybe it takes a minute.
Maybe.
I was like, no one's gonna say anything.
Like, okay, look at the screen.
This is sweet.
I have it shared on the screen. I have it popped up on my screen. I'm gonna see if it's popping up. It says I'm screen sharing. Let's see. Okay, yeah. For some reason, it's not popping up. I'm gonna do it again. I'm trying to screen share, and I had it working right now. Let's see. Let me know when it pops up.
Okay, I could see.
Okay, you guys see it? You guys see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There you guys are.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, there's purple and gold, and then there's Wolverines on one side, and these are the highlights from that day that actually Joe shot from that game 3. When was it when you guys started counting outs? When you said, okay, we're only 6 outs away, we're 5 outs away. Was there a point where y'all started counting outs?
We're counting them every single time.
Yeah.
Inning, like, okay, this many innings, like this is what we have. I remember that celebration.
Dude, me too.
I remember
so
that.
good.
I still have the video from the sidelines. I don't know who sent it to me, but it's like with the last hit, they hit it to Ashley. Ashley threw it to me, and I caught it, and you just hear all of us screaming and jumping.
Yeah.
It was great.
Oh, that was the best feeling ever.
That was great. And I know there's a picture where Sanai's in the back, and she's already like,
she's like,
we haven't even gotten the out.
There's a lot of tears, and
look at Ashley crying.
And how about this?
Yeah,
Allie.
Serge.
Oh my God.
He said, I have the other video. It said, did you let's see, let's put some audio on this. I think it's one of the better softball moments we've had. One of the better sound bites.
My braces.
What was that like for you guys? This whole celebration, the Gatorade shower, and counting the outs, and just really, my friend Armando Garza, he was covered San Benito for a long time, and when that game ended, I said, where does this rank as far as upsets? And he said, this was the biggest upset ever in Valley history when it comes to softball. I think it is. When you guys stop and look back and think about that, what does that mean to you guys to be a part of history and to be a part of an upset like that?
It was live. It's crazy.
Right.
Dude, it was amazing.
And like,
I guess it was just it was a great experience overall, because nobody expected us to win. So like when we proved everybody wrong, it was just like, hey, like we can make like a little bit of noise. Like we were just trying to see like how far we can actually take it.
Yeah, but like that celebration, I remember it all. Like that was so good. The crowd, like everybody, we just threw our gloves. Like,
dude, I'm getting chills right now.
I know, it was great.
Yeah, and because we knowing what San Benito had did in 2013 and 2015, they were a team that had just went to state. The expectation was them to go back to state, maybe even win it. But again, you know, like I said at the beginning of the show, you guys are just a band of misfits coming together and playing well at the right time and pulling off the biggest upset in softball history. You guys weren't done after this. That's the crazy part. You guys weren't done yet. You guys take this into McAllen High in the second round of the playoffs. You guys win that series. Were you guys kind of like, what are we doing, or what's going on?
I think we played Mac High already, right?
We had already played them, yeah, and we had already won. So we kind of like going into that series, we were like, whoa, like
we could win this series too. Like we're like, okay, this is cool. Like we could do it.
It was crazy.
And you guys had already certainly had the playoff experience. But what was the feedback that Monday? Because that game was on a Saturday. You had mentioned there was all the doubters and the, hey, this could be our last practice. Did you guys surprise yourselves? Because y'all were so, hey, good season, guys. We're happy to make it.
No, I think our Monday practice, I think it was exciting.
Probably.
Yeah, it was exciting. I was like, oh, we gotta do this hot practice again, the same drills again. But
we would always listen to Carrie Underwood with Coach Rod's playlist.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. His country, but I think we kind of just were like, all right, we get another week. Like we get another week to play. Like here we go. But I think once we knew who we were playing, we're kind of like a little bit more relaxed. Not gonna lie, because we had already played them, so we knew like what to expect. So now it was like us that had the bigger crowd. It was like us that had all the fans, like people lining up and stuff. So we were like, okay, like here we go.
I feel like after we won like that first series, we had like more confidence. So going into the second round, we like not took it more serious, but we were like, okay, like we can actually like do this. So I mean, and we ended up winning. So it felt good.
It did.
Yeah. And then you guys beat Mac High, and then you guys move on to the third round, where it starts getting serious, and you start being able to count teams on the bracket throughout the state.
Should have won.
What's that?
We should have won.
You guys get Edinburgh North. Yeah, no, that series was crazy. And you're right. Game one at PSJ at you guys' house was a close one. Maybe just a couple plays here and there. Being that they were that it was a district opponent, did that make that easier for you guys when it came to the homework and studying and knowing y'all's opponent?
I think it did. Remember at practice, because Coach Rod would be like, all right, I'm the lefty, and then he'll like switch around and stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But we would always
we knew what to expect with what's her name, Jackie pitching.
Yeah.
How she was gonna throw us. So we were like, okay, like that's all we have to hit the outside pitch. Like
the
outside pitch. I think that's what we focused on. But I mean, obviously, like so lost. But
yeah. We were confident that after Mac High, we won. We went to go see Edinburgh North. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
We all had those white shirts they got us all nice. We all wore them. And then we went to go see Edinburgh North. And like, okay, they won, blah, blah, blah. So like, we were already confident. We knew what like what we expected of them. Yeah, we lost.
You know, that year, 31-6A was really deep when it came to softball. It was you all, Edinburgh North, and Weslaco. And Weslaco had made state that year, 2016, and Edinburgh High had lost to Harlingen South. But talk about the district, how it ended up shaping up and how tough it was for you guys, and just a testament to how good that district was.
Yeah, we were pretty good. Yeah.
I think we realized it until that like third round when we were like, because I know Coach Rod said like when you get to third round you can travel and you can go places, and I know we were like all excited for that, like, oh yeah, let's go somewhere. And then we traveled to Edinburgh North, so like we kind of were like, damn, like our district's pretty good, like we're tough. So it was kind of like, oh man, here we go. But,
because Weslaco made state, Edinburgh North went to the Sweet 16. Yeah. And then you all were right there in the third round, and then Edinburgh High lost or Edinburgh High beat Harlingen South.
Yeah.
That year. So I remember because that year there was a big debate on what district was better. Was it 32-6A or 31-6A? And I think that year it was 31-6A was the queen. can't say the king, but you guys are the queens of the district because of how good that district was. You guys play Edinburgh North. Game 2 was crazy. One of the better games we've seen. I don't want to say it seems fitting, but it's just crazy on how the game ended. Christy hits a ball in the gap.
Oh, yes.
One run comes around to score.
Oh,
The tie and run is coming, and she's out at the plate. A relay from Gotti to Aisa to their catcher.
Carmen was running.
Carmen, if you're seeing
We're never gonna forget that.
Why didn't you slide?
If you're seeing this,
why didn't you slide?
I think I wasn't on deck, or I was gonna be on deck, so like I saw it like from right behind the plate, and I was like, wow.
I was running. I just and everyone's like walking in. I was like, man, we lost.
And it was such a good hit, like all the way to the wall. Like,
I know.
like, we were gonna like get on top. Like, it was the top of our lineup. Like, it was.
It was the tie and run that was coming to the plate.
Yes, and then Christy was already like rounding all the way to third, like.
And then
so upset.
She was up. Oh,
I know.
And it was.
I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, you guys were riding so high, and then all of a sudden, for a play like that to end the season is just like, wow. You know, like, you know, as crazy it was with San Benito beating Mac High, and then just for the season to end like that on a play like that was just, I don't know. I just thought it was insane. And it took me a couple minutes to be like, okay, what just happened? I think it took a perfect relay, literally. A perfect relay. You're right. That ball was on the warning track in left center. And from left field to shortstop to the catcher, it just took a perfect play for them to execute that play. But, you know, once that game was over, once you guys were able to kind of just catch y'all's breath, looking back at what y'all did, what was the feedback and what were the conversations like?
After
the series against Edinburgh.
Amanda kind of got mad at Carmen.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You like got mad at her.
I don't even.
We all huddled.
Dude, yeah, we were all looking mad at Carmen. They were like,
I mean, all the seniors were crying because I mean, it was like our last game. Like we knew we were done. And then Amanda over here, she like yelled, not really yelled at Carmen, but like she pointed it out to her. I don't remember what she said, but Carmen like took off crying.
Yeah. It was good.
It was sucky, but whatever. Yeah, it was tough.
I just think it was more sucky because like we still had like the energy to keep going. Like we wanted to keep going. And like we're all hyped to keep going.
It was probably the top of the 6th, top of the 7th already, like when we were trying to like score like that. So we knew like time was like our outs were running out, and we were on a high, like, all right, here we go, like little by little, and then it kind of just like
and then that was it. Like that was our last practice 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And Edinburgh North, they went on to play New Braunfels Canyon in the Sweet 16, and then of course Weslaco went on to state. Did you guys end up following Weslaco that year?
Yeah, we did actually. We would go to their games at home. It was lit.
Yeah, that was definitely a memorable year for just softball in general. With you guys, what y'all did, even Edinburgh High upsetting Harlingen South because of Coach Elias Martinez was now coaching South. That was the big deal of the day, was that San Benito lost, and then Coach Martinez, the old San Benito coach, also lost all on the same day. Just a lot of, you know, so many different storylines. But Amanda and Dominique, as seniors on that team, what did you all tell the freshmen like Victoria and Christy and maybe the underclassmen, you know, going forward with what the time they still had left?
We just told them don't take it for granted because like it's gonna finish right away. Because I still remember being a freshman, like we tried making playoffs every year, but we always fell short by one game. So I guess like we told them, I don't remember what I told them, but I just like play your heart out and like try your best to like go as far as you can.
Yeah, I think I probably said the same thing. And like, I know I told y'all thank you, like, because it took all of us to really make that team like special, like the way it is, because it's true. It was really like, you were either a freshman or you were a senior, and like, we just like clicked. And I think, you know, sometimes it doesn't work like that with like upperclassmen and freshmen because of like the, you know, like seniority and, you know, you're a freshman, whatever. So sometimes it doesn't work, but I think with us it did. And I think, so I remember I thanked him and I did tell him like, don't take it for granted because again, one day you're a freshman and the next you're in my spot and you just played your last game. Like, yeah.
Huh, the good old days.
Yeah, but you guys remember like the cake that they had, the cookie cake with Edinburgh North? They already had it ready round. Oh.
Hey, it was good though. Did we eat it?
I
It was. Where did? Ow. Afterwards, where did we go eat?
The burger place.
No.
Yeah, the burger place. It was a burger place, wasn't it?
No, it
Did
was
we go to Cons?
No, we didn't go to Cons.
I don't like cons.
You don't like?
It was some Mexican grill place. I don't know where it was.
Wasn't it that?
That was after San Benito.
Oh yeah.
We're back.
Yeah, we ate hella. Not gonna lie.
The Wi-Fi kicked me out. Sorry about that. You know, I actually went to Edinburgh North, so I remember that series when y'all played them. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be fun. But I remember when we would play at PSG Memorial in baseball, there was always a barbecue joint by PSG Memorial that we would always go to. That was always really good.
Willie B's.
Really,
yeah. We knew when we would go to Memorial, PSG North, or Bears, we were gonna get Willie B's. So that was always a winner for us. But before the Wi-Fi kicked me out, we were talking about the seniors, what you all were telling the underclassmen. Dominique, I think you were mentioning about not taking it for granted.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking it for granted because you can finish like in the blink of an eye, like you finish everything right away. Like time goes by like so fast, like it doesn't wait around for you. And like sometimes I still wish like I was still like a senior in high school, like to relive that moment again.
Definitely. And for Christy and Victoria, you guys were just getting started. You guys make the playoffs y'all's next couple of years. You all played Harlingen South, I think. Was it your junior year? Y'all's junior year?
yes.
Right. And then y'all's senior year, y'all go down to 5A with the new realignment. You guys kind of recapture that playoff magic. You guys win a playoff series against Calhoun, and then you guys play Cal Allen. Geez, how tough was Cal Allen, that pitcher? I forgot her name, but
Yeah, she's pretty tough. But like the type of like hype, like spirit we had with our freshman team, it wasn't like that our senior year. Like we knew we had potential to go far and everything. And you know how I said like we weren't burnt out yet, like we still wanted to go more. My senior year, our team, we were burnt out. By round 3, we were like, okay, we're tired, like we can't anymore. And it was so whatever. Freshman year was life.
I think freshman year was probably like
Dude, freshman year was the best.
Yeah. I like never forget my freshman year.
definitely. Yeah. Well, before we wrap up, guys, any shout outs or any shout outs you want to give out to any family members or friends? Any old teammates?
Shout out to our team.
I know.
My 16 team, the manager team.
Our managers.
Everybody. Oh my God, that was so good.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, guys, thanks for cutting out the time. Christy and I were talking at y'all's fully loaded game, maybe like 3 weeks ago. We kind of had this idea, maybe almost a month ago, and we're like, okay, it's just a matter of getting everybody together all at one time and finding you guys free time to come here and come on the show and talk about that 2016 season. So Victoria, Christy, hopefully, we're not sure if we're going to be able to make nationals or not, but we're hoping we can. I know that's something that's coming up really soon for you guys. And where is it going to be at again?
Plano.
In Plano?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so just hopefully, we can get there to that point and, you guys just stay safe with all this, everything that's going on, Dominique and Amanda, the same with you guys. It's good to see you guys have gone through with school and you guys are going to be pursuing y'all's careers here pretty soon. So again, everyone, Dominique Antu, Victoria Maldonado, Amanda Aguilera, excuse me, and Christy Alanis, all joining us from that 2016 PSJ Memorial team. The Band of Misfits really is what I think 4 years later, but I think that's kind of really the nickname for you guys and the things you all did that season. Definitely something that's always going to be remembered when it comes to softball playoffs and the history when it comes to the Valley. So guys, thanks for joining us and hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.